Hey everybody, welcome to Big Valley Living. My name is Michelle. Tonight we're taking part in a really fun collaboration hosted by Ginger at Not For Nothing Homestead. Thank you so much for inviting us, Ginger. This is Saucy September. I gotta tell you guys, I got my first cookbook gifted to me when I was 18 years old. It was I'm gonna show you this. It was the 1982 edition of the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook. And if you can see, this book is well loved. It has had a little bit of water damage. I think that happened like the first day I had it. But the recipe I'm going to show you today is a family favorite, okay? In this particular book, you'll find it on page 31 if you have this book. So it's a pineapple glazed chicken. All you do is grill some chicken, and JJ's out there doing it now.
So when I cook chicken, typically I'll put all of the coals over here, not put any chicken over there, and then I'll put all of the chicken on the offset side and let it kind of be like an oven in there. So it's just a regular old Weber. You can do this on any Weber grill. I close it up, I leave these open all the way so that the heat comes this way to come out.
I don't know about you guys, but I love the smell of barbecue smoke, charcoal briquette smoke on my husband. Weird. Ode to barbecue. This is so good. It's spicy. It is sweet from the pineapple and a little brown sugar. And put on top of grilled chicken is amazing. We actually go and I make twice the amount of the sauce so that we have extra dipping sauce. We have enough tonight where we're actually going to have lunch tomorrow with it. Let's get started. I'm going to tell you the ingredients before I start putting them into a pan. JJ already has the chicken going. It's getting dark, you know, earlier, and so he started the chicken. I should have been done with this by now. Don't tell him. The original recipe calls for 1 8 1/4 ounce can of crushed pineapple. I bought a 20-ounce can, and we're going to be reserving a 1/2 cup of the juice and then draining the rest of the juice off. And we're going to use 1 cup of chili sauce. We canned 14 quarts of tomato sauce last night, but we had 1 quart left over. And the minute that I knew we had that quart, I knew exactly what I was going to do with it. This is such a great recipe. We're also going to use 4 tablespoons of brown sugar, and I'm reading the recipe. 2 tablespoons of prepared mustard. I'm going to go ahead and use French's. And then it calls for 2.5 to 3 pound broiler fryers. What we actually did was we had some leg and thigh quarters that we had purchased on sale, and they're in the freezer. And we're kind of emptying our freezer of all of the meat that we purchased in the past like 6 months or 8 months, and making sure that we don't waste it. So we're using some meat that we purchased about probably 4.5, 5 months ago. JJ's coming in right now. I'm not sure if he has the chicken, but I'll tell you what, I need to get to this sauce like right now. Okie dokie. We are going to start making the sauce. This is going to go quickly. We do not use hot mustard or chili sauce, so I've just kind of concocted my own little sauce. So we have 2 cups of tomato sauce, 4 tablespoons of a ground fresh chili paste, and it's a garlic chili paste. This is a brand that we use. Reserve liquid from the crushed pineapple. This is about a 1/2 cup because it calls for 1/4, and we're doubling this recipe. 4 generous tablespoons of light brown sugar. We're going to throw a little bit of prepared mustard in here. Calls for 2 tablespoons. As you can see, we like flavor, so I'm not going to be stingy with this. It's a little over the 2. Oh my gosh, you guys. And then And then we have the reserved pineapple. Now, I went ahead and drained it a little bit. This was from a 20-ounce can. Gonna go ahead and turn the heat on. And all I'm really gonna do here is cook it until it's heated all the way through. And this is all happening while JJ is grilling the actual chicken, because you don't want to grill your chicken with the sauce on until right at the very end. You don't want that sauce to burn onto the chicken. So if you're new to grilling, that's the secret to not having your sauce or your chicken like with a burned sauce on it. You cook the chicken through, then add your sauce at the end as a finisher. So I'm going to heat this through, and once it starts to bubble, we're going to go ahead and put it on the chicken and put the chicken on the grill just to finish it off. Now, something I wanted to let you know is that we're only going to take like a small vessel of this to put on the chicken. Then we're going to reserve all the rest of the sauce to put on top of the chicken, dip the chicken, whatever you want to do. It's your choice. But this is gonna be a winner. Ooh, nice. While that comes up to a simmer, I just went ahead and got some corn into a pan. You could have fresh corn on the cob. It's near the end of summer here, and I just don't have any corn on the cob, but I do want to use up some of the corn that we canned last summer. And okay, so see how that's coming up to a nice simmer? Now we're going to go ahead, put together a really quick yum salad. So I'm going to tell you a funny little story about every time I hear the word saucy, I think of a movie that was popular when I was in junior high, and it was called History of the World Part 2, and it was a Mel Brooks film, and it had all kinds of really great American comedians and some from Britain, I believe, too. And one of my favorite scenes was an actor by the name of Harvey Korman, and he was Count de Monet. De Monet! And he was always correcting the king with his name. And Count de Monet had a courtesan, let's call him that. And they were riding in a buggy. And in this scene, Count de Monet wants some raisins. And he'd already eaten his own raisins, but he asks his partner there if he could have some of his raisins. And as it was, the character's name was Bernays. As Bernays was making fun of the Count looks over and says, "Don't be saucy with me, Bernays." And every time I see Bernays sauce or any kind of saucy sauce, it just makes me giggle. You can Google it. It is a hilarious scene. So this is a very simple salad that we're making. Took some nice red romaine lettuce. Got it at the farmer's market. And we have broccoli sprouts. Yum! These are so good and so good for you. Some nice red fresh cherry tomatoes. Look at those. And we had just a little bit of gorgonzola cheese from the last salad I made. Don't forget to watch the Beals today. They're going to be playing and dropping their video the same day as we are. Go back to and watch all of the other videos that have been dropped, and please make sure to go watch those that are going to be dropping from today until the 30th. Now, you can dress this any way you wish. I have a really cool cucumber vinaigrette, and it's just a cucumber infused white vinegar. Don't need oil. It's not necessary with this. It's so good. And then I'm going to throw just a little bit of fresh salt and a little bit of fresh pepper. I may throw a couple walnuts on here. I'm not sure yet. But my sauce is ready. The corn's heated up. The chicken's ready to be dressed. And we are hungry. Yeah, I decided to throw some nice walnuts in there. They're not toasted. They're not heated through. But it's a nice little bit of crunch factor. Look at that. Look at that chicken. Love it. This is dinner tonight and lunch tomorrow or the next day. The biggest part of making the extra sauce here is to have that extra dipping sauce. Oh, look at that though. Oh, goodness gracious, you guys. Oh my, it's a little sloppy. I apologize for that. That doesn't need to be there. But I'm gonna put the rest of this sauce into a nice little bowl, and then we can just pour it into our individual dipping bowls. And whatever's left, I will cool down, put into the refrigerator. And lunch tomorrow is going to be super simple because I know that we have leftover. I know we're going to have a little bit of salad left over, and we're not really going to have to mess with the chicken. All we're going to do is reheat it in the oven at about 250, covered. And oh gosh, I got to dish this up. So I just took it outside, heated it up for about a minute on the grill, and brought it right back in. Thanks again, Ginger at Not For Nothing Homestead, and all of the other awesome collaborators. Go check out their channels and check out their recipes. I've already seen things like homemade mayonnaise, making that really good tartar sauce, and a few other recipes that you are not going to want to miss. This is Saucy September. See you later, everybody. Be kind.